Every release of an experimental content shaders patch version for Assetto Corsa, there's always something brilliant to come about. We've seen Rain, a correction of the wobbly physics on big maps, and now something that blew my mind. An experimental implementation of AMD FidelityFX Super Resolution. This is really a big deal. A quick technical overview of this type of technology: it's basically an upscaling technique that picks up an image rendered at a lower resolution than the one selected in the game, then it's reconstructed and upscaled using an algorithm that will try to bring that lower resolution image to the native resolution. This stuff has generally only been available with NVIDIA cards of the 20 and 30 generations that have the RTX cores for these calculations. And of course, titles that support this you have heard probably about of DLSS and DLSS 2.0. AMD comes along and delivers FidelityFX in very much AMD terms, which opens up a super scaling algorithm not only for supported titles, but also for a large group of graphics cards that don't even need to have an RT, a Tensor, or a ray acceleration core in the RDNA 2 platform. And in reality, what is interesting, it's not even necessary to be an AMD card. From my testing, I was able to run it on a 1080 Ti, and I've heard that it can be run on a 1070 as well. So I suppose, of course, I'm not totally sure, it could run maybe on a 1060 that has probably the 6 gigabytes, and maybe even on a 980. So guys, if you have access to this update, tell me in the comments what card you have and if you are able to run this. FidelityFX is also open source, so this is why we're getting this as an extension for Assetto Corsa using in the latest CSP, the experimental one available at Ilias Patreon. Once you have it installed, there are 4 options to be chosen: performance, balanced, quality, and ultra quality that have different graphical results. Performance just makes the image look like a mess. Balance improves quite significantly, but it's still noticeable. Quality is almost native level, but not quite there, and ultra quality, you really have to flinch to get the differences. In this case, it results quite well, and I would recommend ditching performance altogether and balance unless you can really avoid it, and go directly to the quality and ultra quality. On non-VR modes, such as the one that I'm using, you need to enable post-processing and FXAA in the Assetto Corsa settings, while in VR you don't need to do these things. And it's exactly with VR that this tool should be more useful, especially with the higher profiles. Now, I ran a few benchmarks using the tool presented in Assetto Corsa, and the results are quite interesting and immensely promising. But first, I have to give the bad news for a great number of the viewers. At 1080p, there's really no reason to run Assetto Corsa with this. Using this tool, it results in generally the same or lower FPS than running on base or native resolutions. But as you've seen, performance has such a bad image quality, there is really no reason whatsoever to activate this. On ultra quality, it has the same average performance but lower minimums, which essentially ruins the reason to run a plugin that it's made to improve your FPS altogether. As for 1440p though, that's totally a different story. In this case, it makes no reason whatsoever not to run it at quality or especially ultra quality. At a 28% increase in FPS for quality and 18% increase for ultra quality, it's just a no-brainer. The graphical results in ultra quality are amazing, and basically it will be very hard to tell the difference except when you are pixel peeping when you're doing screenshots, so in that case just turn it off. I would guess that 4K resolutions and above, if somebody has them, the gains are even bigger. Somebody like Will from Boosted Media, he's running 3 4K monitors, so you might gain quite a lot of FPS running this, who knows. In order to get this update, you need to get the latest CSP version that is presented at Ilias Patreon. And guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video. Tell me in the comments your experience with this if you have, but before you go, press that subscribe button. 40,000 subscribers is so close, just around the corner, and I need your help. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.